Hi everyone, welcome to Monday 21st July 2025 crypto review. Let's get into it. So, Bitcoin closed the week on a very clear weekly breakout 2 weeks ago, and then a small red candle the following week. So potentially heading into some kind of short-term consolidation, or it really could just go because this wasn't really much of a pullback on a weekly basis. On the daily basis, we can see that it's just kind of been doing some slow consolidation. So fundamentally, technically, it's good all the way down to 109, 110 in terms of fishing for really deep pullbacks, but to do that just after a breakout would not be the best. Just a lower hit rate for continuation. So we'll have to see. I think though those are your two plays. That's one of your plays. You're looking down here in terms of some sort of retest in a turbo fashion. Maybe not all the way, so like 110.6, but anywhere around here. The second way is you assume that this higher range on the slightly lower time frame, you can see that there's then a kind of a clear range. I was looking at this already as formed in that you can fish like 116. You think you have to give it more room. 116 down to 115, something around here, because it can take liquidity over the weekend, or it can take the range low liquidity and still be good. So I think you play it aggressively as lateral consolidation, or you play it very loose, but anywhere in the middle in here is very hard, because you can make arguments from 111 down, so you just got to pick your poison. On the other hand, look, it's still bullish, and it's hard to, long till wrong. ETH, if anything, has been absurdly more bullish. Clearly there's nothing in between, about 3,000 and the top of the range, which reminds me a lot of BTC in the previous range. Hang on, let's see if we can see it. When it was getting tired, the weekly would just go between 106 and 92 all the time, and then when it came back, there was just no stopping it. So I think there's a potential chance for some turbo retraces, but that's very low. Having said that, I'm layered down here at kind of this higher time frame area, so about 29, 25. I mean, you can make arguments all the way down to 28.18. So that's the kind of thing. I think it's a high hit rate play. I'm not looking to give it up until a high range breakdown if it gets down there. So that's kind of the high level play. Look, the weekly is just a rocket ship at the end of the day, as is the daily. The fact that they printed two greens on the Saturday and Sundays got me a bit, clearly people are very aggressively chasing this now. And even on the daily open, it had a small dip and just went. I think it's hard to chase this at this point. There's no real clear ranges forming. It's just higher lows. I mean, this was the previously daily open, and now it came and it touched the daily open. So the daily open trade's already been tapped once. Doesn't mean I can't do it, because here here it tapped the daily open 3 times before it finally went. But yeah, it seems pretty high. What's your upside actually here? I mean, yes, having done this, having tapped this top 3 times, there's a good chance it breaks through. But if I'm playing range to range, my upside now is 100 on ETH, and that's literally collapsible within this micro range. I'm not sure there's much more room. I think you got to sit it out at this point. Or if you really, really want to take a big risk at the weekly open or 36.70, but they've been playing a lot of games with New York Open, and not sure that's where you want to get to. The other interesting coin for me is, I don't pay attention to, to XRP right now because I think it's gone. It's a scam coin. Is Sol. I did have a trade down here which I flubbed down at 159, but I think Sol more than anything is prone to big wicks given its kind of younger audience and it's less mature. So I think layers down at 170, 159 make a lot of sense, though you could just get blown out if there's a macro event. Anything that sends F to 28 or 2900 is going to blow through this like it doesn't even exist. Once again, you can see people are just turbo longing the weekly open into light liquidity, and I just don't love that. It's clearly frothy. That doesn't mean it can't go, but everyone's in on this one-sided trade right now. That's not it. So I think that's kind of the first set. Let's start. Let's move over to other indicators. So this is the big one for me. Spot ETF flows into last week were huge for ETH in particular. BTC still continues. Solana, which market cap is about like 1/20th, 1/24th of BTC, pulled in 11 million on the Friday, and its ETF is just launched. I mean, the equivalent for BTC is 200 or 300 million, a little bit more of that, and there's a lot of upside on ETH. So, on Solana. So I'm really looking to that from a fundamentals point of view. Let's have a look very quickly. Yeah, once again, ETH is just tearing through all of this kind of liquidity, and it's getting a bit of backfill now, but a bit further down. BTC. BTC is kind of range bound. We're seeing liquidity. I mean, we're seeing it tighten up, the range tighten up as sells are coming back on and 120k is being defended and buys are coming in at the range lows and it's not moving too far. Like I said, I think it either holds the range or it blows through, and you gotta take your risk on either one of those. Sailor posted something about buying on Sunday, and yeah, here we go. 119k average, 740 million. That's going up, so people are still very interested in piling into Sailor thing, and there's more and more announcements coming through. Open interest. Open interest on Bitcoin is high, but not spectacular. ETH is high and rising. Everyone's piled into this trade, and I think that kind of sits where I'm sitting. I imagine there's a lot of people buying on the weekend and then daily open to sell into New York open, and that's a good trade. There's a little bit of down coming. I had a look at open interest earlier at funding rates, and they're not really very different. Premiums against Coinbase. Coinbase premiums do exist, but they're not as overheated as they were last week. Obviously, we need to wait for US Open, but frankly, I'm not that interested in opening too many trades up here. A lot of other altcoins, like basically everything, has run. Litecoin, Blur, XRP, AXS even. So, we had a period of lowered open interest across the market, and now that's clearly being reversed in a hurry. Don't buy late. Play time frames, keep it tight, or just don't get involved. All right, that's it. Thanks, bye.